Many of you might think short stories are this quick and easy shortcut that you could take to get something over with. However, what if I told you that short stories are actually good? So please subscribe for more writing content. What is the first thing that comes to mind when someone says short story? Well, if you thought about a short story, something quick and easy, then you're correct. And what we tend to do with short stories that are so short is that we read through it real fast and tend to take the story for granted. Because all stories has something to say. All stories has a theme, or morals, and lessons that are to be learned. But short stories just seem overshadowed. Or we might think of it as an afterthought. Like the story didn't matter. But short stories gives an insight of the small things that we usually miss as if we read novels. Short stories allows us to get the bigger picture. Short stories are open-ended where it can lead to further discussion and for you to come with your own predictions. Short stories just broadens your imagination. And why do I say this? Why do I say this about short stories? Short stories are a way to open the door into a different perspective. And a lot of short stories has this conflict. Usually a short story is in a fast pace telling the story. It might not hit beat by beat, but it's going to get key checkpoints of what the author intended the readers to get out from the story. Think about the fan fiction that is written and published on the internet. Well, those are many different type of short stories of what people think might happen before, after, whatever story took place. That allows people to open their imaginations into what happens next. And it allows readers to open up and have further discussion to it, like I said earlier. Fanfiction is made up fiction that is not entirely canon according to the author, but what people express how stories play out, like different like subplots or from different side characters' perspectives that we might not see in the main story. And guess what? It's usually in short story format. Short stories are usually about 1,000 up to 10,000 words. That doesn't sound like a lot. However, short stories opens up something that might have not been explored as much in the main story. So let's just say I'm like the biggest fan of this series. I want to know more about the side characters' day-to-day life. And the author gave a glimpse of it, but just not enough to satisfy me, who loves this side character. So I write this short story about the side character that I really love, about their day-to-day life. And it's satisfying. What short stories bring is the satisfying feeling. As whenever you're reading a book and you're like, something's missing. Maybe you could write that thing that you thought it was missing and making your own story. And one thing I really enjoy about short stories personally is that it gives me a writer's block. So I'm currently still working on my first novel. Haven't really touched it in a little bit, but what has kept me going is these short stories. And I'm currently writing a short story that is based on my novella series that is an alternate timeline that results in another future. And I had this idea since the end of July last year, and I was like, I really enjoyed this. I even outlined the pretty much the entire story that was a short story. And I've been working on it every once in a while, and I've been pretty consistent with it for the past few weeks. And I've been seeing more things. And also I was able to do some world building as well that was completely outside my story. And one thing from a novella that I never really touched on was really what the the people day-to-day lives, like some of the jobs or businesses or all that stuff. I started journaling some job descriptions that are around this world that I created. And I really enjoy that. And I want to eventually write another short story about that through another character's perspective. And short stories fill in the blanks of what the story might have left out, whether it's intentional or unintentional. Because the author can't put every single thing in the story. Let's just say a novel, for instance. And with the things that they have to leave out, opens the door for us, the readers, the fans, to go deeper into that aspect and maybe write something about that in a shorter format. And that this can be about some side characters, different side quests, or even other conflicts that occurred during the story but they weren't as major and didn't affect the overall story. So the next time you come across a short story, remember to treat it like any other book and try to find things while reading that stands out to you, no matter how long or short the story might be. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.